You are now listening to the Highly Evolved Podcast. You can find this channel on Twitter, Gab.ai, BitChute, and Minds.com. This is a Real American Patriot channel for Real American Patriots. If you're not a Real American Patriot, please exit the channel. Furthermore, we are not sponsored by any outside interference. That means we're unscripted, unrehearsed, and unedited. With that being said, transmission will commence momentarily. How you guys doing? Welcome to the HighlyEvolvedPodcast. Podcast. I'm your host, Safan. You can find me on Minds.com, BitChute, Twitter, Gab.ai. Most importantly, like, share, and subscribe on YouTube because we're riding this until the wheel fall off. Excuse me for the tank top. I'm sorry I'm not formally dressed for the occasion, but it's very hot today. We're having a heat wave. So I won't say that in advance. But today, I want to talk about the second Democratic debate in Detroit. All right. I don't want to do a video splitting two debates because these two debates happened the day before and today. Today I'm recording on the day of the second, but I'm review both debates on one video because I don't want to split the video. But yeah, they just had the debates, and it's a real clown show, guys. Save yourself the trouble because these people only have one agenda: to take your rights away from you and tax you, to steal from you. Basically, that's what their party. I mean, all right. Let me review the first night. All right, I think it's on July 30th. The first night, basically, it was who was it? I think Bernie Sanders, Hickenlooper, Delaney. Let me go find out for you guys. Give me 1 second. But it's really I'm saying it, depressing to watch. And I'm trying to look for the lineup for you guys. Give me 1 second. Let's see who's in the schedule. All right, debate. Sorry about that. But the primary debate schedules. CNN. Let me see if I can find it. Primary schedules. Okay, here you go. The first night, it was Bill de Blasio, Tim Ryan, Julian Castro. No, that was the second night. What network is this? July? Hold on. No, it was June. Okay, here you go. The first night, the candidate was Marianne Williamson, John Delaney, John Hickenlooper, Tim Ryan, Steve Bullock, Amy Klobuchar, Beto O'Rourke, Pete Buttigieg, Elizabeth Warren, and Bernie Sanders, right? That was the first night. That first night was very, very brutal to watch because I couldn't barely watch the whole thing. There are moments out there that stands out, but most of the time it's a boring 2 hours the whole time. There was nothing very outstanding. I guess in my view, the most person that's outstanding most would probably be Marianne Williamson. There was a lot of jokes going on them. Another outstanding moment was the feud with Bernie Sanders and John Hickenlooper, where Hickenlooper was being the rational party, saying that all the stuff that the Democratic candidate are advocating wasn't realistic. All right, he said that they're really discouraging all the independent voters because all the independent voters, or most of the independent voters, don't think like far left Democrats. So he tried to warn them they're not listening. All right, and there's Amy Klobuchar, Beto O'Rourke. I don't know why he's in there. He's polling at 1%. Why is he still in there? And Pete Buttigieg always had to make a religious thing, attacking Christianity. For some reason, he made a snark remark saying that Christianity is all these. He said something disparaging about it, all right? And this guy really have a problem with Christianity. I mean, he don't have a problem with any other religion but Christianity. All right, he don't have a problem with Catholic. I don't know what's this guy's stick. Buttigieg. This guy shouldn't be running if you have that kind of extreme views, because you're supposed to keep your religion separate if you're gonna run for this thing. All right, Elizabeth Warren. Her whole highlight was basically yelling. She looked like an old librarian talking the whole time. She talked the most. She did not follow the rules of the debate, taking most of the time. Right? It's like an old to me. She was dressing like Amy Klobuchar, all red and black. Right? To me, she's like an old librarian. All right, that's what she is, a whole bickering, bitter librarian. I mean, no disrespect to the elders, but that's what she appeared to be, like one of my librarians in middle schools. I always yell at the kids, don't do that. Same with Bernie Sanders. He's like one of those old geriatric guys sitting in his front porch, yelling at the kids, going on his grass. He was yelling the whole time, and everybody told him, "Why you gotta yell for?" And that's most of the thing that stuck out with me. Besides Marianne Williamson, she didn't talk. Granted, she didn't talk the most, but she was claimed that I think I heard that she was the most researched person on that night was Marianne Williamson, and I guess people like her or something. And the second night, let's see, the second night means tonight. It happened tonight. It was Jay Inslee, Christian Gillibrand, Tulsi Gabbard, Michael Bennett, Bill de Blasio, Cory Booker, Andrew Yang, Julia Castro, Kamala Harris, and Joe Biden. The most people that talked the most within tonight, July 30th, Wednesday, was Kamala Harris, Joe Biden. Joe Biden talked the most, but most of the thing that Joe Biden said was very, incoherent. All right. At one point, he even endorsed Cory Booker, told him that future president. I'm like, wait a minute, this is not how you're supposed to debate. Why you if you're endorsing Cory Booker as future president, why are we even in a debate? All right, that's one thing about Joe Biden. He looked disoriented on the stage. He looked very confused, but for some reason he talked the most. He got the most time. The second person who talked the most was Kamala Harris. She had a horrible night because she got grilled by none other than Tulsi Gabbard, who brought out her history as a prosecutor. She actually steamrolled Kamala Harris. She had a horrible night. She don't know how to debate. In my opinion, I think Kamala Harris are a bad debater. She's awful at debating. All right, she's just terrible. All right, all the other people didn't have that much saying in it. They didn't talk that much. Bill de Blasio, he was a terrible candidate. Cory Booker, now he have aside from Kamala Harris and Joe Biden getting the most time, Cory Booker was the third one to get the most time. He have a few feuds with Joe Biden, and some heckler disturbed him while he was talking as well. Now Andrew Yang, people said that he won the debate, even though he didn't speak that much. People say he won it, but I think that's very subversive or subvert, because I don't think Andrew Yang won anything at all. He's not very appealing, but for some reason people say that he won. I'm like, no, he didn't win. How do you win when you hardly back up your argument for UBI? He didn't really have that much time expressing what other views, right? But in my opinion, I think who won, even though she didn't talk the most, in my opinion, right? Because of her claim, her evidence, her backing of destroying Kamala Harris. That's why I think Tulsi Gabbard won this debate, in my opinion. Well, not won it, but make the most sense out of him. All right. But to give a little context, not all these people, not all the combined both debates, not all of them are really extreme leftists. There are a few crackpots out there, but yeah, there are a few of them who actually spoke some sense. For example, John Delaney, who was a former business owner of a hospital or something, right, like that. He was going against all these radical ideas that these candidates brought up against, like universal Medicare and all that stuff, saying that Medicare is not feasible, it's unrealistic. Same go for John Hickenlooper, the former Colorado governor. He actually confronting Bernie Sanders. Right, they had their one moment where they were mocking each other, but he was telling Bernie Sanders that his idea is not feasible, and they were just mocking each other. But all in all, this whole debate, to me, in my opinion, my honest opinion, there's no winners, only losers, because none of these candidates are not matched for Donald Trump. All right, I don't see any winners in this debate at all. These people are not winners. They're all losers. All right, and there's rumors saying they might limit the candidates, so they're gonna limit up to like 6 to 10 candidates in the next debate. All right, but But it was very painful to watch. It's like there's no substance. It's about people. Excuse me. It's about these candidates try to take your gun rights away, give preferential treatment to a certain demographic, pandering. There's a reason why it's hosted in Detroit, right? You know why they hosted in Detroit? Because they know Detroit was a swing state. They lost Detroit. They lost Detroit to Donald Trump in the last election. This is why they're pandering in Detroit right now. All right. This is why. Excuse me, I just got to look behind my shoulder. This is why they're pandering in Detroit because they know they need to win Detroit. Or Michigan, let's say that. Let's say Michigan. All right, and they were pandering to the max, saying this is the whole time they were instead of debating each other, they were saying they were attacking Trump most of the time. I'm like, wait a minute, this is a Democratic debate. Why are you bringing Trump in this? Shouldn't you be arguing which one is a better candidate to beat Trump? Not saying all Trump is bad, Orange Man bad. Right? The whole time was Orange Man bad, Orange Man bad, Orange Man bad. We gotta take your guns away. Gotta take your guns away. He's a racist. He's a racist. All right, free healthcare for everyone. That's the whole time. It's the same old thing over. But that's the whole thing from this. Is like, in my opinion, they could have been a better candidate. But I want to see. I want to see who's going on next. I want to see not Amy Klobuchar, that weirdo. Marianne Williamson. I want to see her. She's kind of an interesting figure to see her answers. Like every time she come up with an answer, it's very quirky, and I don't know. It's just very funny the way she answered the questions. And I don't know. This woman is very, I don't know, eccentric. That's a perfect word. Eccentric for this woman. All right. So, quite honest, I don't prefer any of them. They're all losers. But that's what I take from the debate. Maybe next time it'll be more interesting, but I highly doubt it. It's gonna be more Trump bashing, racist, race that, use race as an excuse. Baltimore and all this stuff. Like, man, they really don't have no message. These Democrats. There was no message to the debate at all. There was no candidate outside that's willing to go against the grain. All right, there's not an outstanding candidate. All right, Joe Biden did terrible. He was losing words, mumbling. Like, come on, man. But that's what I think about this debate. It wasn't that interesting. I don't know how many ways I could tell you that it wasn't interesting. I wish I had more expressive ways, more interesting ways of saying this that was interesting, but I can't think of a way. I can't think of any. Let me see if I can forget any news I forgot to bring up. All right. Oh yeah, before the debate, Joe Biden came up to Kamala Harris and said, "Take it easy on me, kid," or whatever it is. Right? It was her. It was a hot mic, and they could pick it up. These people are so stupid. So basically, Joe Biden didn't know that Kamala Harris is going after him. All right. I know this. She was attacking Joe Biden. Everybody was attacking Joe Biden. Cory Booker, right? Even though Joe Biden stumbled and messed up a lot that time, people still perceive him as the front runner. And Donald Trump think that he's gonna get the nominations. And I can't say maybe it's true. Maybe the Democratic Party is stupid enough to run a person like Joe Biden. All right, maybe they are stupid enough to do that. But there are. I can't say anything can happen at this time. But let me know you agree. You think my analysis of this debate of yesterday and today debate was up to your standards? Did it correlate with any of your thoughts on it? Let me know you agree. Leave a comment below. But because I wasn't saying YouTube didn't want to monetize my channel because I'm unscripted, unrehearsed, unedited, I mean I can say what I want without being bothered by any outside interference. All right. If you like what I do, please like, share, and subscribe. Because when you like, share, and subscribe, it encourages me to make more videos. When I make more videos, I saturate YouTube algorithm. When YouTube algorithm is saturated, it is more available to a more expansive audience. Within those audience, I might get them to think for themselves. Because that's the point of the channel. To get them to think for themselves. To get you guys to think for yourself. And you guys don't have to agree with what I said, but at least think for yourself. Because group thinking is basically these Democrats. They're group thinkers. Right? They all have the same meaning. Group thinking is socialism, Marxism, communism. Those are group thinkers. Black Lives Matter, Antifa, those are group thinkers. They enact policy that messed up people's life, right? By either taking their rights away from them, stealing money away from them, All right, taking their land away from them. Those are group thinkers. All right, and because of that, I'm not taking any donation because it's a good enough incentive for me if you think for yourself. All right, when you think for yourself, you're not affecting me. That's why I consider it as an incentive. But let me know if you agree. Leave a comment below. This is the Highly Evolved Podcast. I thank you for listening. I know your time is very precious, and I try to waste your time. My name is Stefan. You guys have a good day. Peace.